Why
I'm
do you
not
think we
sure.
dream?
I feel like we dream because it's basically our brain winding down everything we've thought about and sort of imagining everything
Okay.
that's happened in the day and like going through various scenarios. It's basically our brain thinking, but unconsciously, you know.
Yeah, it might just be a different perception to the experiences
What,
which
like an
we've had in the
alternative
daytime.
version of the day?
Well, or it's maybe our yeah. So our our brains might have maybe it's just kind of reassuring neural connections that are important to us at that time. It might be playing it back, and then it might just be from that kind of perception of the neural connections firing. It creates a physical
So
manifestation
how
of
do you
something that we think
explain that
about
in
in our
my dream
brains.
like 2 nights ago, I ate like 30 snails? No,
So
but I've been
have
eating
you eaten snails
like
recently?
French cuisine, so maybe like that's got something to do with
So
it.
yeah, so the part of your brain that's associated with French cuisine might be associated with what you associate with French cuisine, which is snails. So it might be it's trying to fester in your mind something
That's
about you eating more French food.
that's probably
Going
true,
from that,
man.
I'll
That's
move
probably
to
true.
having understanding with France. Yeah, like it could be anything. It could be a hyperactivity of certain areas of the brain, which is giving stimulus to your visual cortex or something like that. It could be anything, or it could just
No,
be
you're right. No, I think you are
I
right.
don't know, a different dimension,
Definitely,
a
it is a
different
different
perception of what
perspective, and
reality
it's like
is.
we're entering another gateway of like a psychic gateway, you know, and we're going into it
Hmm.
and we're discovering various
Yeah.
realities and alternative
Oh,
possibilities of what
yeah.
could have. I don't know if it's euchronic in the sense like what would have happened if. I've never had a dream where like I said yes to someone and then dreamt about saying no to someone. It's more about desires and fantasies rather
But
than alternative realities, don't you think?
yeah, yeah. So what I was thinking was it might also be our ability to kind of um answer a question without actually having to
Hmm.
see the consequences of it.
Go on, continue.
Do you get what I mean? In terms of if you think about dreaming, because you can see other animals dream. Dogs
Dolphins
dream. We've
dream.
seen it. We've seen other animals apparently do dream. Dolphins dream. These kind of animals do dream, but they're wild animals. So if their dreams were putting them in a place of danger or heightened awareness and kind of just want to see their reaction to it, for example, say deers dream. I'm not 100% sure if deers dream or what they would dream about, or what their perception of dream is, but say it's similar to what we perceive, and they might dream about a wild animal coming to attack them, like I say a lion. Obviously, a deer and a lion don't live together, but
Mm-hmm.
say a gazelle and a lion or something like that. And the gazelle dreams about how it would react if it got approached by a lion. So when it does actually get approached by a lion, it will have a better understanding of how to think when
Hmm.
it's in that situation. It might just be the brain trying to just help itself out to
You know,
make
if you
more
dream
sense of the
about a
situation when
deer,
it's there.
it represents like a kind of peaceful period in your life. Like, if you,
But saying that, it
if
could be in Western culture, couldn't it? Because we perceive deers
deers
to
as
be
animals
peaceful animals.
indicate that you will have an exciting spiritual awakening in life. If the deer enters your dream, it can suggest that you're going
Really?
to have an intuition that you need in life. So the fact that you spoke about dreaming about deers actually means that if you do dream about a deer, well, deer's dreaming, but if you do dream about a deer, you're going to have an exciting spiritual awakening in your life.
But do you think that's just from people asking thousands of people, "Oh, you dreamt about this," or do you think it's something that's more similar to when people say that they're
Yeah, I
psychic
mean,
and they kind
yeah,
of just make
it
assumptions about
is.
things? What would you draw
It
the
is
where do you
BS
draw the
because
grounds on
we
it?
don't even know why we dream. So analyzing dreams is
Yeah,
obviously like uh, to
to
me
an
like
extent
if
though.
someone says
I've
to me like, oh, I dreamt about a spider, and then someone looks at them and says, oh, well, that means that you're going
mhm.
to find the love of your life. I don't know how lenient I am with that, you know.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be more similar to it being completely subjective to yourself. So the dream in which you had, like, if you imagine you were running away from, I don't know, say you were running away from a
Like an
what's something you're
animal,
scared of? Putting you on the spot here.
hornets,
Anything.
wasps,
What are
like
you
I hate
scared
them.
of? Hornets or what? Yeah. So imagine you could have had a really, really, really hard day where you're trying to push everything away. You're turning away from it. And you're like, no, I can't be asked with it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I can't be asked. And you might have a dream later on where you're dreaming about running away from
Yeah,
one of your
yeah,
biggest
no,
fears,
it
which is
is.
a hornet or a wasp
Yeah,
or something like that. And it might be the perception of, I'm fearful of this. That's my
yeah.
fear. I'm going to get away from it as quickly as I can. But then
It's purely
it's just, again,
metaphorical,
it's just
isn't
a
it?
visual
Really, like
representation of what it is.
it.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And it's your interpretation of it as well, which creates what the dream is. I heard something like it was similar to what I was saying, where it was
Hmm.
electrons firing in different parts of the brain. And it might happen in spurts of 10 minutes throughout a whole 8 hours sleep. So it does 10 minutes and then maybe 3 hours of nothing, then another 5 minutes, and then 3 hours of nothing, and then another 5 minutes, and then a spurt at the end of like 2 minutes or something. But your brain might comprehend the four spurts of whatever was
Yeah.
happening
Okay.
and actually build a story out of it,
Yeah, I
even
suppose
if
that's
there was
when they
nothing
do
behind it,
the paper
which is really
graph thing,
interesting
don't
in
they? And
itself.
they like calculate the stimulus in your brain, and it like sort of draws a picture of what you're dreaming about.
Yeah.
Very much. Go
But
on.
but
Go
it's
on.
even
Go
the
on.
same with. Sorry, go on. No, I was just gonna say it's the same that when you look up in a cloud and you see a dog in the sky or something like that, your brain is good at making assumptions and associations and making things make sense for yourself. That's the whole kind of concept of what a brain does. It pieces things